All right, hey you guys. Once again, my voice feels so fucked up. Because I just got done recording like a 19-minute video, and there was just so much stuff because I don't script my videos or anything. I just left out so much stuff. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of changed my primary goal, I'd say, or at least how I'm gonna reach it, right? As you guys know, like I mentioned that I came across a lot of people who gave me advice, and I had another occurrence, I guess you could say, or I had another moment that I came across people that had been to art school and had came from a place where they found a lot of resources on their own and stuff like that. And in one of these art discords, there's a lot of professionals in there, and believe me, like these guys are way better than I am. um, and I don't want to, again, I don't want to sit here shitting on my art or anything like that. But these guys, these are guys that have worked for all these companies and stuff like that, and it's really hard to come across people like that and be able to talk with them without paying for it. Basically, of course you can comment on people's YouTubes and stuff like that, but it's not often that you're able to get a response quickly or even at all because they have so much going on, and it's not like they're exactly ignoring people, right? And I spoke to them about it, and I was just like, yeah, man, I plan to go to FCD school, and right now I'm just trying to study everything I can before I do. They were like, well, have you checked out anything in your, like, where do you live? And I was just like, yeah, I live in America. Like, dude, I mean, it's really, and trust me, like, it's not like I simply changed my mind overnight, right? Like, when you have plans to make any big decision that's risky, you're gonna have your doubts, you're gonna have your plan B's sometimes. I didn't have any, right? So whenever people asked me about that, it's just never really clicked with me because I knew about the possibility of going to a college or a school that's in my country. But it never really resonated with me. I don't know if I used Yo, I'm gonna look that word up real quick because dude, I just have a habit, right? What does that mean? No, that's resignation. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, dude. But it never settled in, is what I was meaning to say. Like, it never settled in, and it never like sank. Yeah, it never sank in for me to. Am I even using that word right, man? It never really. I never really looked at the possibilities. If I'm telling the truth, and obviously, FZD school is a school that I've looked at for a long time, and it's a school that I've considered for a long time, above any other, above even a school that's in my city, and this wasn't obviously the first time that someone came to me and said, have you considered any colleges in your school? Whenever I say no, it's always like, well, dude, there's a lot of cheaper alternatives. You don't have to go to school and spend 50K, or 60K even, to learn how to draw. There's books that you can buy. There's a whole bunch of courses you can take online. There's a whole bunch of YouTube advice, especially. And the more I thought about that, it's just like, yeah. And a lot of you guys, or I should say a couple of you guys reached out to me and gave me a lot of resources. Like I said, I really do appreciate that. But these guys, it was like, it's really kind of eye-opening. And it's not like I never thought about it. Like I said, it's just I never really thought about it. So what they recommended to me was Brainstorm. Now, a couple people have told me about this, and it's just like now that I've realized that, okay, like, because my original plan was to go to FCD school, and when I come back, maybe take some Brainstorm classes and see what's going on there. But in reality, it should be the other way around. You know what I mean? Especially with how much cheaper, and how much less of a risk I'd be taking going to this school. It's like, why not? Like, why not check that out? Get a feel for it, and see what happens from there. The classes, or the class that I noticed at first, or the first one that was linked to me, was let me see, because I like to get into the specifics, right? Like, of how much these classes are going to cost, how much hours am I paying for, and how much each hour is costing me. So the class that they linked to me was called Perspective Bootcamp. It's one of the online courses at Brainstorm in Burbank, California. Most of their classes, or all of their classes actually, are online right now because of, your boy COVID. That shit came through and kind of shut everything down. But yeah, this class is $625 with a registration fee of $15.99. They go with a first come first serve type thing. So I did the math and everything, and I did my research. We will cover perspective topics, learning 1, 2, 3-point perspectives, as well as proper usages of ellipses and stuff like that. They have the suggested materials and stuff like that. I'm saying stuff like that a lot, my bad. And I saw that it's a 5-week course, and they meet for 5 hours every day, or not every day, but once a week. So 5 weeks, once a week, 5 hours every time. So that's 25 hours. I divided 625, which is the money that that I'd be spending, and I divided that by 25, which is the amount of hours that I'd be spending there, and it came out to about $25 an hour. So that's essentially how much money I'd be spending while I'm there. And if you do the math for college, like, you see those people that are falling asleep, they're literally burning money away. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that, but like, if you've been in a college environment, you notice how many people fucking just fall asleep. They are literally just shitting out money. Like, it's like, dude, an hour, like, I don't know. And it's even worse when you miss a whole class, right? Because that's, that adds up, obviously. But yeah, I just decided that I would consider the Brainstorm thing and doing online stuff and just see how much I can learn from that. And if that doesn't work for me, like, I don't know why. I mean, I don't even know why it wouldn't. There's just so many different resources and places that you can go to learn these things. Why not try those things out before, trying something else, spending, $60,000. And I watched a video from someone that was planning on going to art center for school. And they said something that was really interesting, It's like, basically this guy he saved up like $10,000 at a time. And every time he saved it up, it was just like, he realized, and it takes so long to save that money up. And when you realize how much money you're actually spending doing something, and this isn't at all to discourage you guys that are actually, still gonna go do that. Just make sure that you're prepared before you do. That's essentially what I'm doing. So like, if I feel like I can get where I'm trying to go from taking online classes or not taking online classes, but going to this perspective boot camp at Burbank, California, whenever the COVID stuff settles down. And I have my reason for not doing it now, which I'll get into later, I guess. God damn, dude, my voice box is so fucked. But yeah, what was I talking about? God damn it, I hate when this happens, dude. What was that? I wish I could just have a please stand by fucking just stand by. But this is I mean, this is the kind of video you just listen to, not necessarily watch. Just like a small update. But basically, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that I try these things out before I go, going to a whole nother country. At least being able to say I've tried everything else, But yeah, it's way cheaper, like way cheaper than 60K, that's for sure. Especially when you start considering how much things rack up in interest and stuff like that. That's always been a huge fear of mine. It's just like being stuck in debt. I've watched a lot of Dave Ramsey, I think his name is. Holy fuck, people get in debt, dude. Like, if you haven't heard of Dave Ramsey, go check that motherfucker out. Like, people call and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm $1 million in debt. It's like, bro, how? Like, and then they'll be making like 40K a year. And obviously I wouldn't, laugh at it, but okay, it's really bad that I laughed right after saying that, but it's just really hard to believe. Like, I swear I'm not laughing at the person, okay? It's a really shitty situation to be in. I couldn't even imagine being under that much pressure, right? Because essentially your kids wouldn't get out of that shit unless they became fucking Iron Man or something. Like, they just started producing some crazy ass like technology. Who knows? But yeah, I just took a step back and I tried to make a biased observation on myself. Like, is this the best decision that I could be making right now? And the only reason that I'm not taking these classes like online right now is because of the many responsibilities that I have living with my grandparents and being able to take care of them. Obviously, when you're paying $25 an hour to go to a class, I mean, you want to be able to be as attentive as possible. I think that's a word too. You want to basically be able to pay attention as much as possible and ask questions and not have your flow get interrupted too often. Staying here with my grandparents, there's a lot of times that I get called for things that can, like, it's not, what do I mean? What am I trying to say here? Like, if my grandmother drops her glasses, right, and she's sitting in her chair and she can't like get to her glasses, right? It's stuff like that. I could quickly go do that, but there's other times where like family comes by randomly and they need help bringing in groceries, or like my granddad's got his computer hacked by some Indian hacker guy. I don't know, like, crazy shit happens, and I won't go and list the real serious ones because that's a little personal to my grandparents, and my grandma would kick my ass if she found out I was just going saying this shit. But there's a lot of responsibility, and I don't want that getting in the way of me learning. That was one of the biggest parts of me wanting to get out of where I am to go study. And even then, I still have that fear in the back of my mind, just leaving my grandparents. And even though my dream's calling me, right? It's like having that responsibility when no one else is really willing to take it that's essentially made me the person that I am, though. Building discipline on myself, and obviously it's not the best situation you'd want to be in, but like I said, I do the best I can with what I have, and patience is just gonna be the best thing that I could ever have in this situation. And I hope that you guys aren't having to go through any crazy stressful situations yourselves. Obviously we all are to a degree with this COVID shit, but I hope that you guys are getting through it, and realize that it can always be much, much worse. I mean, anyone that lives in a place like America or anywhere where you're not hearing bombs every night, like Iraq or Afghanistan or something like that, we're very fortunate to stay where we are. And obviously it's not perfect. We still have things that happen, very unfortunate things that happen. I don't want to go too much down into that, but I'm pretty sure you guys get what I'm saying, right? But you also have to realize that things can get and be a lot better. And the only way that they get better is through a lot of perseverance and just being focused, dead focused on what you want to achieve. For me, my main focus is just not to waste my 20s. It's really easy to get caught in parties and friends and friends. That sounds so bad, dude. I'm not some solo loner guy, okay? Like, I have friends, but like the wrong friends, my main thing is just not wasting my 20s, and to actually get myself out of the situation I am in, that I'm in right now, and that's being and the one of the worser parts of Chicago, not crazy bad, but the shit's pretty bad, okay? It's not good by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, so that's my reason for not taking the classes up right now while they're online. I'd rather go in person anyways, but just gonna be busting my ass whenever I can, to study and get those habits, those good habits of studying every day. Is there anything else that I want to say? No, I'm pretty sure that's it. This video is 3 minutes shorter than my last one, so I'm probably leaving something out, and I'm gonna kick myself in the fucking nuts the second I press the end button, and then it's there's just I swear there's a benefit to having a script. I swear to God. But I like having that natural flow. I don't like being constricted to a script of things, because like I said, I really enjoy watching people who are down to earth and kind of unfiltered. I don't want to go cursing every other sentence as much as I'd like to, but yeah. I hope you guys are being safe, and like I said, I hope you guys keep your chin up. Keep your chins up. It's really hard to get some of the situations that we're in, but I'd say the best thing that I've told myself that's gotten me through these really tough situations is just that they aren't gonna be forever, And if I get myself to a point where I can maybe be able to see the other side of those really tough times, I might be able to actually reach it. Just to realize that those unfortunate situations don't last forever. Yeah, so I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys are staying safe. Drive responsibly. Try not to put yourself in too many dangerous situations. And yeah, keep your chins up, guys. I'll catch you guys later. I might make a video tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, peace. Gotta click the button. God damn it.